Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They got me by the Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I feel shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks playing like a Dalude. I on the floor on my tongue, thinking it's a warm glue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Then throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. My breath is sitting in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink, they gon' pull up, but jerk a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you use the Decepticons. Fake rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can throw they like. Up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beating. Ninja Turtle rap, turtle clans get defeated. High samurai, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like Moroccan, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad, when I go and show up, you can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. This time, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am exhausted, very much exhausted. So we're doing it 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. You're on the West Coast, you got a little sleep in, so go ahead and get up now, because the early bird still is going to get that worm. And on today, we're going to do a reaction video to the Birdman. In this particular video, our old buddy Asmongold, we did a video on him when he was talking about gaming, and how, you know, well, if the woman looks sexy enough, then, you know, she could you know, the game will be the game will be better. It was Ghost of Yote. And we're back again. We're back again. And this time the Birdman has something to say. about Mr. Gold and his IQ. So that is the video, not as long as his last video. His last video was like an hour long, going at Kino Flex, and he's sparing he's sparing Asmongold on this one in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So we're going to get into it today. Hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gant over at the Heavy Gant React channel, but you already know how I do. The real question is,
say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
oh, and why attempt to wake up? Wake up, wake up, wake up. The 23rd of the month. Let me see who was all in here. Let me see what's all in the house right now. And get this thing started. Oh, Lord have mercy. Marley Maury, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, ooh. Hold on. All right. I'm good now. I'm good now. We getting it. We getting it up. I ain't gonna lie. I was still in that bed. It was 7:25. I was still in that bed. Like, gotta get up. I worked 6 days last week. So y'all gotta forgive me. I'm trying to get it in. What the kids say, go out there and get the bag. That bag is running hella fast right now. Tina, aka Minty, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Krisha Key. Good morning. Good morning. Whoa. What's up? It's Grand Rising, all right. It's biscuits getting ready to be baked up in this mug. Xavier Phoenix, good morning. Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy. Good morning. Toria Rain Reloaded, good morning. And I've already seen all of those you were sending me. They were already popping up on my thing. It was funny. So I already knew I was gonna have a full lineup. High CHD is tomorrow. I got Otterly Noah video. So yeah, we got some stuff to do this week, but I appreciate you. Prisetta, good morning. Snow Blizzard, don't want to hear that. Miss Roberta, the church IT, good morning. Country Shape Media, good morning. God, man. Let me see. Shatsflix, good morning. Where the biscuits at? Bacon, baby. That's what they doing. They baking. Robin D, the admin. Good morning. I don't know how much cussing. You already know, Miss Roberta. I do these reaction videos blind. I have so it's a natural. I'm gonna be real with you. Somebody said my He-Man video was fake because of my reaction. That was my natural reaction. I was super hyped for He-Man, like super duper hyped. I'm an 80s baby. The He-Man is part of my childhood, and you see my man actually doing He-Man things, and I'm not gonna be hype about that. Crazy. So it's funny because that's what people say, and I'm like, no, I literally go into these things blind. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see it. This is my natural reaction. We're gonna have fun. You know what I mean? So yeah. The Village Brother, what's up? Good morning. Blue Sky, good morning. Nice to see you up in the chat. Up in here. D Stizzle, what's up? Buttery Biscuits is bacon, boy. Yeah, it's I might go. We did a video on him. I can't think of the young brother's name, but yeah, boy. Yeah. Oh, trust me. I got my cup. Well, we about to get technically, this is what happened. I bought this last night, and I was trying to stay up, and it didn't work. I didn't even get this. I didn't get to see no shows. I didn't get to see nothing. I see the back of my eyelids. That was the latest show I had was as an eyelid shuts. Because boy, was out. But I'm back again. Here is the incredible. So while we getting ready for that, let's go ahead and shout out these crew members, man. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And of course, if you want to be a part of the crew, all you got to do is hit that join button. Y'all already know what to do, man. Y'all know what to do. All right. We gonna get this party started. All right. I need a vacation. I'm not gonna lie. I need a vacation. For me, I need a real vacation. And when I tell you I've been working my behind off, I am not joking. When I said I've been working my behind off, I need a vacation. I need to leave. I need to go. I need to see something, have fun, and not think about this mug. You know what I'm saying? Like my job and all of that, which it looks like some things getting ready to happen. But yeah, as far as having a little, and I know I'm be at work. Let me take that back. I'll be at work. Never mind. Because they're gonna call me in because yeah, the ones that know I'm a valuable asset. So I'll be at work, but I'm gonna get me a vacation here soon. All right, let's go ahead and transition over, man. We got biscuits, man. We got biscuits to bake. We got a video to react to. So you know how we do. I'm going to go to a quick commercial break. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Now you can own one of the greatest gospel albums ever on the rough side. With only giant hits and legendary stars.
Biscuit. I know it's the truth about it. I love. Oh, how I love this biscuit. Oh, how I love this biscuit. It is the best biscuit I know.
This treasury is not sold in stores. And when you call the toll-free number now, you also get another entire album of all-time gospel favorites.
We now return to the Transformers.
It's just D-Sizzle is I don't know. Before I go there, before I get to the actual video, there's a couple things it's a couple things that I want to discuss. First off, I want to say RIP to Rondell Robinson, the former wide receiver of the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed. This has probably been, and this is only February, this has probably been the most celebrity, as far as like in like a collective, the most celebrity deaths I've seen. Is not really about celebrity deaths, but this particular death of the wide receiver, young guy, 25 years old, hit me the most. And let me explain why it hit me. You know, guys, that I'm a big advocate for men's mental health. I've said plenty of times on my show how I've dealt with depression, anxiety, a lot in my time. And when I heard the news of that young brother, it broke my heart. And that's because I understood, where he was at in his life. And that doesn't make it okay. I mean, he had people that was there that was willing to talk to him. And the difference between me and him is that he didn't turn around and get the help. And I applaud he didn't reach out. He didn't say, man, I'm hurting. This is where I'm at. And I believe if he would have said that, that young brother would have still been here. But he decided that everything he was, that he had going on in his life, it just wasn't. He was done with it. He was completely done with this world and how he felt in this world. And I say honestly, what's going on, Sharita? I would say honestly, especially men, because we harbor a lot of stuff in. A lot of stuff. It was stuff that I seen just as a creative, as a content creator, some things I seen that I wanted to make videos about when I was at work and stuff like that. But you got to get things out. You got to talk. It's hard. And I was just having a conversation with my friend about this. Personally, I don't like to talk when I'm going through stuff because I'm more afraid, because I've been burnt in the past by so-called friends in family that I will go and talk and now my business is all out there. Instead of just feeling like you got somebody who you could be, in confidence with, you feel like your confidence is now shattered, or nobody's hearing you. They're listening, they're not hearing you. You know what I mean? So you gotta find, somewhere, somehow to be able to talk, whether it's church, whether it's a therapist, whether it's something, especially men. I always say that men, because a lot of us were taught to put our emotions to the side. We could be 15 seconds away from disaster or 15 seconds away from the biggest blessing that we ever had. It's just a matter of what the choice that you decide to make. So, RIP today, young brother. Again, it's hard, man, but the greatest gift that I've ever had was talking to somebody who actually listened, so I wanted to get that out there. Y'all know how I'm a big component of that. I know on the Blur AF tonight we're gonna have a special guest. We're gonna talk a little bit about just being, about being a content creator and stuff like that. But also, it's hard being a creative, and you get up and you accept the award, and people are calling you out your name. That doesn't get bleeped out, but Free Palestine does. That'll tell you what type of world that we're living in right now. And the reason why I watched this John Oliver video just talking about the algorithm on X and how it's skewed. And then you want these same people to buy news stations. I'm just saying. There's a lot going on. But most definitely, let's keep our head up. It's and this is the reason why, if you've seen Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo's face when that, the guy with Tourette's scream, just because you got Tourette's doesn't mean you get to scream, anti-black sentiment. That doesn't make it right. And will he get canceled? Does he go on an apology tour? Does he get to talk to, go to the Black History Museum and the Jim Crow Museum and talk to community leaders? No. he gets an excuse. If I say something right now that's anti-Semitic, you know, and I was a superstar, I got to go on a world tour. I got to go to the Holocaust Museum and see the tragedy of the Holocaust. But somebody says something anti-black, they can have an excuse. And they wonder why we say the things that we say. We try to correct our own to say this is the reason why we don't follow these type of people, because they express that same anti-sentiment. And while standing up for yourself, it's not black politics, my brother. It's a way for you, or talking about anything that's black. It's not black political. You're not being a black voice, just being a black man and understanding the severity of where we're at in this land. Or don't say nothing at all, period. So anyway, let's get to the video. I wanted to just kind of get that out there. Of course, I'm not picking on Rob or anything, because, you know, show got beef with Ernie. Obviously, I guess that's what he's trying to make it, or no, I'm them. Trust me, I have a video about that too, coming soon. So since I'm a pronoun and I'm not part of the community, so why do I have to have a pronoun? But you don't want to promote. I don't want you to promote me, Ernie. Don't ever say my name. You ought to say, I don't care if you're singing the Destiny Child's name. Don't say my name. Period. But we're gonna debunk your take on Recast T'Challa. Oh, I ain't forgot. Trust me, I ain't forgot. Anyway, let's go ahead and transition over. And I already baked enough biscuits, but we got enough. We got a golden biscuit. We gotta bake. Go Shinobi. Good morning. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But what's up, the Ezekiel? What's up? All right, let's go. This is the Birdman disposing the Griff. You know, we're on Are You a YouTube Grifter part 26. And trust me, I don't even have all the videos up in the YouTube Grifter space, but let's go ahead. Let's get to it, man. Let's go. Disposing the Griff, debunking Asmongold on IQ in less than 10 minutes. Let's go. Appreciate it, Go Shinobi. Appreciate it.
In one of the most ironic social media posts of all time, Asmongold makes the claim, in response to Mehdi Hassan, that the average IQ in Somalia is 68.
Wow.
And that this claim isn't racist, but a fact. What makes this post ironic is the very last bit, where Zach claims Hassan's tweet is an attempt to push a narrative.
What?
Well, not only is this...
What? You know what? You know what? This is why... I've tried to tell you, no matter what... as long as you are black and these people feel entitled, because this is just entitlement 101. So I picked that. I'm glad I picked the picture that I am, because only a person that looks like that in there, and you can't really see it because my overlay is in front of it. But a person that looks like that will say that black people being smart is a narrative push because they feel like they're elite. This is why. Stop coming in my comment section saying, well, critical drinker and neurotic. I hate when they push that it's white supremacy. No, when you think like this, because neurotic and critical drinker had said things and alluded to things that's very anti-black, been on panels where they just joke and laugh and have a good time about things that's very anti-black. The whole Riri Williams trying to say that, you know, with Mayor McNugget, aka Hill versus Babyface, you know, saying all this anti-black things about a character having their old buddy Eric July. You know what I'm saying? Saying things anti-black about a character, and he's black as hell with hairy ass arms. He shouldn't talk about nobody. But yet, here we are, Peter Darker. You know what I'm saying? Neurotic has alluded to things as very anti-black. Yet, that's not considered white supremacy. When you think you're superior, you think you're the superior race, you think you can just down on black people while uplifting whites or uplifting everybody else. No, that's white supremacy 101. Don't come to my comment section saying, oh, well, these guys just make up words or whatever without knowing these guys have anti-black sentiment, which makes them white supremacists. Oh, thumbhead too. Because if you can laugh and giggle at anti-black sentiment, then what's the difference between you and him? Oh, your color of your skin? That doesn't make you non-racist. Or does it make you fit into the racist category? You might as well go ahead and get your gun so nobody cross the gun line, boss. You might as well. Because if you have this black anti-sentiment for a comic book character, a television character, you know what I'm saying? Then what do you think about black people that look you dead directly in the eye? You won't say that mess. You won't say that to somebody dead directly in their face because you know your whole entire jaw gonna come off. But yet you could come behind your platform and YouTube, you're just as comparable because a lot of y'all allow this mess. You allow these channels to grow and make all this money with anti-black sentiment. But if I was to say something anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ, anti-Semitic, you know what I'm saying? Anti-white, you know what I'm saying? I'll be kicked off this platform immediately. So I don't want to hear that stuff.
Asmongold's attempt to push a narrative, but the claim itself that African people have low IQs is also an attempt to push a narrative.
Fact.
That number typically traces back to the work of Richard Lynn. This guy, a literal self-described scientific racist. This man was part of a secret eugenics conference where, and I'm not joking, there were people favorably arguing in favor of pedophilia. So, yeah.
Wow. Sounds like some Epstein. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Again, we can go after the Negroes in this land, but they won't go after the PDF files because the PDF files look just like them. Won't go after the PDF files, but anything anti-black, nah. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and push that. Or do you have these apologists? Oh, you know, we had a bunch of animals in there or whatever. It just so happened Michelle and Barack were monkeys. We had Joe Biden as a baboon. Ain't good enough? It's always you can push I'm trying to tell you, they can push anti-black sentiment. But when it comes to PDF files and getting these PDF files off the streets, cleaning up the streets, ICE agents should be cleaning up the streets with these PDF files. Nah, nope. That ain't good. That ain't who we after. That'll tell you what they think about black folks in America. When PDF files is less than a threat than black people just living everyday working. Just live their own life. That should tell you something in the narratives that they push against black people. That should tell you. What up, Blue?
This is the guy Asmongold is quoting. Lynn published a paper in 1982 called IQ in Africa in the pseudoscientific journal The Mankind Quarterly, a white supremacist outlet that is currently maintained by the hilariously named Human Diversity Foundation, a far-right white nationalist company. In this journal, Flynn argued that the IQ of sub-Saharan Africa was around 70. Notice I said sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
Yes. Lynn's argument is that a continent that consists of about 50 countries all had a similar very low IQ.
So, in turn, that means the people who were, think about it like this. You know how ridiculous this is? Because the black people that's in America in this chat, or if you're watching this later on, if you're black and you're from America, guess what you are? Sub-Saharan. but yet you brought over people with low IQs to build this country. Some like, Booker T. Like Booker T. Washington, oh man, that built DC. Oh God, I'm looking right at his, looking right at his face, and I can't think of his name. They helped, like, literally architect DC and the White House. Oh, Benjamin Banneker. You know what I'm saying? Big Ben. Somebody with low IQ created the Big Ben clock in London that still operates to this day. I'm just saying. There's a Benjamin Banneker elementary school where I come from. There was where I grew up at in Kansas City, Kansas. There is a lot of black name schools. Benjamin Banneker is one of I went to. Shut up, Tori, and I got it. I didn't have to. You was late. I got it before you typed it. But I went to but basically it was Charlie Parker Elementary School. A lot of this stuff we learned in elementary school because I went to predominantly black black elementary school. But it's just wild. It's absolutely astonishing how they try to use these particular things to push their own narrative. Not only that, there's like I said, that book, The Black Image in the White Mind by George Fredrickson, tells a lot of this stuff during after the Emancipation Proclamation. Darwinism was pushed to be anti-black. That's why I never subscribed to Darwinism. Never. In the book, they used Darwinism to push the 3/5 rule that we black people, nobody else, but we as black people came from monkeys. But yeah, we have no monkey features, no thin lips, no. I would say no hairy bodies, but Eric July pops up, and I won't make that joke. I won't, as much as I won't make that joke. But this is the stuff that they push. And during Black History Month at that, boy, these people are bold.
The obvious problem with this argument is that Africa is huge and there are over 1 billion people with over 1,000 different ethnic groups.
Right.
Nigeria alone has more than 200 ethnic groups, and that's a single country. Do you think Lynn tested every ethnic group in Nigeria, let alone the rest of the continent?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway, the important part is other psychologists went back and actually checked Lynn's work. Wichards, Dolan, and von der Maas published a systematic review in the journal Intelligence, looking at IQ data from sub-Saharan African samples. What they found was that because African countries are developing countries, they hadn't experienced the variables that caused the Flynn effect, such as improvements to nutrition, healthcare, and even toys. In other words, the environment is the most relevant variable in determining one's IQ score, not genetics. But let's rewind for a second, because I mentioned something that you all may not be familiar with: the Flynn effect. The Flynn effect is the observed rise in IQ scores over time. Basically, if you gave an average person from 1901 a modern IQ test, they would score dramatically lower than the people of today. Not because they were genetically predisposed to being less intelligent, but because IQ tests measure certain types of abstract reasoning, pattern recognition, and problem solving that modern societies train us in constantly.
Facts.
We're going to take a quick voyage over the cognitive history of the 20th century, because during that century, our minds have altered dramatically. As you all know, the cars that people drove...
And again, this is literally... you got to go to the non-mobile version, the best Dre. Go to the regular version. The mobile version is this. It is what it is. Again, this is why I love doing the exposing the grip videos, because I've said it before and I said it again. If you're gonna talk this, you gotta walk this, and you gotta bring up the facts. And I love the fact that that Birdman legitimately brings up facts that you cannot debunk. Can't debunk facts. What's up, J. Carter? Would you do that double? I'm not doing double nothing. I'm going to bed after this. I'm washing my clothes and going to sleep. I'm tired.
Over 1900 have altered because the roads are better and because of technology.
Yes.
And our minds have altered too. We've gone from people who confronted a concrete world and analyzed that world primarily in terms of how much it would benefit them, to people who confront a very complex world. And it's a world where we've had to develop new mental habits, new habits of mind. Now, this dramatic change was drawn to my attention through massive IQ
What's
gains
up, Progressive
over
Relaxing?
time. And these have been truly massive. That is, we don't just get a few more questions right on IQ tests. We get far more questions right on IQ tests than each succeeding generation back to the time that they were invented. Indeed, if you score the people a century ago against modern norms, they would have an average IQ of 70. If you score us against their norms, we would have an average IQ of 130. Now, this has raised all sorts of questions. Were our immediate ancestors on the verge of mental retardation? Because 70 is normally the score for mental retardation.
Facts,
or
Country
are
Shape
we
Media.
on the verge of all being gifted? Because 130.
What I was taught, Country Shape Media. When I was a kid, they talked about a man in the country, and it was a story. Basically, there was a man in the country, and there was a very intelligent man who got stuck in the country. And the man in the country knew how to survive, but the genius level man that was in the country could not survive. Not because he wasn't smart enough, not because he didn't have the intelligence. He just didn't know how to navigate. And the guy in the country knew how to navigate. He knew how to be able to cook and clean the food. He knew how to be able to, to build and do everything he needed to do to survive, because he used his intellect not to be able to down the other man because he wasn't as high as him as far as what he perceived was intelligence. He just used the environment to show him what real intelligence really is. And what a lot of times what I see with a lot of these people who think they're above. I'm above you. I'm here. I technically, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen it myself in my at my job, where you will have certain engineers that will come in that is just so high mighty because your ass just graduated from whatever college, and you know what I said? Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? Do you do this every day? Are you eyeing it? Are you seeing it? The man, you got men who are seeing this and working this and doing this every single day, telling someone who's fresh out of school, who think he knows it all, you know what I'm saying, what it is, and the guy who knows it all thinks you're lying until he continues to jack it up and continues to jack it up and continues to jack it up. When we continue, we'll just let you fall, because smart guy just let you sit up there and just fall on your own sword. You keep messing it up, we'll fix it, but we're not telling you how we fixing it no more. We're gonna let you fall on your own sword. And you have too many people that's out here just think they're better than everybody because of their education and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that college is bad, not saying that, you know what I'm saying, that at all. You know what I'm saying? But you got to pay back a lot of money to sit up there and be all hoity-toity with somebody, and you in debt, where the guy who's coming around who just, graduated from HVAC, or, he has his certification in metal work, can be able to do all this type of work, and you have no idea how that works. But yeah, you're the one with the education. You still have to have applied abilities, and a lot of these people don't. You know what I'm saying? So they just think they're better, or they push the narrative.
Is the cutting line for giftedness.
You sure do.
James
Tina.
Flynn, the political scientist who documented this pattern, showed that IQ scores increased roughly 3 points per decade in many countries throughout the 20th century. So, if IQ were purely genetic and fixed, that kind of rapid change would be impossible. Evolution does not move that fast. Your great-grandparents were not biologically inferior to you. They just lived in a world with less formal education, less exposure to abstract symbols, less complex media, and different cognitive demands. Which means IQ scores are sensitive to the environment and improve when the environment improves. Access to schooling, nutrition, healthcare, the complexities of daily life, all of these things are relevant, and none were accounted for in Lynn's work. Because of course they weren't. Lynn was a self-described scientific racist. His goal was to show how inferior Black people were. Richard Lynn's work on race and IQ heavily influenced The Bell Curve, a 1994 book by psychologist Richard J. Herrnstein and political scientist Charles Murray.
We had to talk about that in when I was in college in our it was a part of it was part of a leadership that we was in leadership development, but it was a part of we had to talk about that because the way that you could be able to push a narrative when you are racist. And it was because I did my research paper on Hitler and how he was able to push a narrative to I forgot how it was put, but basically how he was able to push a narrative through wording and through buzzwords and trigger words. This was 1999 through buzzwords and triggers, and why you have to be able to watch certain language because the way that they push the narrative. And I had to do all this research on this, and this was one of the things that we were told to research. So I do remember this book, not in great detail, but I do remember this book.
Argued intelligence is largely shaped by genetics with some environmental influence, and that IQ is a stronger predictor of life outcomes, income, job success, crime, out-of-wedlock births, than the socioeconomic status you were born into. The bell curve has been challenged by geneticists, psychologists, and statisticians for overstating the heritability of IQ across groups and for downplaying environmental variables, treating socially constructed racial categories as biological truth. Richard Lynn was one of the primary scholars who compiled and popularized cross-national IQ datasets, alleging to show innate racial hierarchies. This is the textbook definition of racism, by the way, that race is a fundamental determinant of human traits and that those differences produce an inherent superiority or hierarchy.
This is the reason why they don't like a Black Captain America. This is the reason why Riri Williams was seen as, the Shaquita, Shanae. She doesn't have a father because they were trying to downplay her intelligence when there were more women engineers that was Black that anybody ever suggested. And we put that in documentation here on this channel. You know what I mean? That's why with any time that you have any type of, and I'm just going to tell you the truth. I believe this is the reason why they downplayed T'Challa's intelligence, in Marvel, in the MCU, because he's literally one of the smartest men in all of comic books. Literally, he legitimately, his first debut, he bested the Fantastic Four with Reed Richards being a genius level intellect, rivaled Dr. Doom. Beat Dr. Doom in Secret Wars. You know what I'm saying? But yet, when you get to the MCU, I think Shuri was smarter. You know what I'm saying? I believe Shuri was smarter. When literally in the books, the genius level intelligence is T'Challa. Not saying that Shuri is dumb, but not allowing the Black man to be on the same spectrum as white men in intelligence when he's like that in the comics is inherently racist. I don't give a flub who write it. I don't care who writes it. Y'all don't see it like, yeah, can he fight? Yeah. Can he say some awesome speeches? Cool. But showing the man on the same level as a think tank that rivals Tony Stark. Because Tony Stark can sit there and tinker with stuff and make new elements and all of that, but the black man can't. And then when the black man does, in the case of Mr. Terrific, he sound like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, which I went back and watched. They were like, he ain't saying no, hey, yeah, we're going to get some of them, we're going to collar some of them greens up, yeah. Like, seriously. And that was from people who look and sound like me. So you gotta get off the train too. Cause that nocturnal train, I can't say the word now because YouTube will get me. But some of y'all on that nocturnal train, and the train is coming. You know what I'm saying? The nocturnal train is coming, and y'all all aboard too. So I'm not taking it. I'm the white folks that the white folks who are racist, you know. But some of y'all that looks like me need to get off that train too. And be able to look at that because they don't like you. All that buck dancing and all that jigaboo and all of that, they don't like you. Why are you sitting up there on the train trying to get a ticket, trying to eat the biscuits, trying to get that honey sauce, everything that they pour on you, you eating it up. Eating it up. You're telling me that somehow, some way, you don't see anything wrong with this. Y'all are crazy. What up, Arbico?
Anyway, those datasets compiled by Lynn were later cited approvingly by the bell curve authors Murray and Herrnstein. In fact, Murray has explicitly acknowledged Lynn's work as part of the research base for their claims about group IQ differences. The problem is not simply that Lynn held extreme views, including open support for eugenics, but that his data practices have been widely criticized for flaws in its methodology. Upon reviewing Lynn's work, Wichert states the following. The assertion that the average IQ of Africans is below 70 is not tenable, even under the most lenient of inclusion criteria. Because Lynn missed a sizable portion of the relevant literature, their estimate of average IQ of Africans is clearly too low. Combined, the current systematic review and the results of our review of Raven's test suggests that the average IQ of African test takers is close to 80. We believe that the accuracy of estimates of national IQ of sub-Saharan African countries can be improved considerably. What Wichertz is saying here is that Lynn conducted bad science and that the average estimated IQ of poverty-stricken African people is actually close to average, which is usually defined as between 85 to 115. If their environment improves, so too with their average IQ scores due to the Flynn effect. And remember, we are talking about countries that have faced civil war, famine, disrupted schooling, disease, and extreme poverty, not to mention constant exploitation by Western countries that literally persists to this day. The phone you're watching this video on contains cobalt, a chemical element that is abundant in the Congo.
I was about to say, you can't even use your phone without Africa. You know what I'm saying? You can't even the ice these cats be wearing. You got to talk that up to Africa. You know what I'm saying? In certain parts of South America too. You know what I mean? I can't stand these. Whoa.
This element is mined using child labor in the Congo, and not only does this mining degrade the environment and pollute the local water system, it results in birth defects of the children born there, as they have high levels of cobalt and uranium in their blood. In 1996, the American Psychological Association's Task Force on Intelligence explicitly warned that environmental factors such as education, nutrition, and health significantly influence IQ test performance. If you ignore those variables and jump straight to biology, well, you're not following the science. So this brings us back to Zach's tweet. Yes, this claim is racist because it was made by a racist whose entire purpose was to denigrate an entire continent to uphold white supremacist narratives like eugenics. The claim wasn't a fact because facts survive scrutiny. They don't collapse the moment you ask who collected the data and whether other researchers could replicate those results. If your worldview requires Somalia or any other African country to be permanently capped at 68 IQ in order to make sense, then the science wasn't the point. The conclusion is, and that, ironically, is narrative pushing.
Facts. It's another great video by the Birdman. Another great video. And again, dropping receipts, because that's all anybody asks for. Drop the receipts. You know what I'm saying? Drop the receipts. And here we go, dropping more receipts. And these guys, you can't debunk that. You can't debunk, because it's already been, it's Asmongold can't come back and be like, oh, that's not true. I have. And then you do the research, you find out who the person who's doing it. And then what? And then what? You can't debunk that. And again, that's another excellent video by the Birdman. Let me take another quick commercial break, man. Let me take a quick commercial break, and I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts. But don't go nowhere. Please don't go nowhere, because we got biscuits to bake. But I'll be right back with more of the Dre Max Show.
Hey, y'all, I got a great new album in the mail today.
I don't like the way the honey sauce dripping on my chicken wings, my chicken wings. But I got the honey sauce, the honey sauce for your chicken wings, for your chicken wings, yeah.
This is a fantastic album, man. Let me borrow it.
No, my brother. You've got to buy your own.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Yeah, Birdman does this because you can't, when somebody is bringing up facts, data and statistics, you cannot, especially when the facts, data, and statistics can be debunked, just like in this particular video. This is, and again, I don't ask anything else from any other content creator. Like, I wouldn't ask, let's say, Rob from Comics to Explain to do that. He's not. You got to go to the people who's doing that, which is amazing, because this is what Birdman does. And he does an amazing job of breaking this stuff down, getting you a better perspective, giving you the information in the books to find it at. And that's the biggest thing, finding the information in the books to read it at. But it also highlights a greater problem in this space, that a lot of these content creators with millions of subscribers, a lot of them have this mindset. And this is the reason why we, being black in these spaces is hard for us, which, again, tonight on the Blurred AF, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. Being a content creator in these spaces when people don't like you. That's a reality check. Because only thing we're trying to do is we like the same things. We're trying to be in this be in this space, and we're trying to do this and try to do that, and people legitimately don't think you're even worthy enough to be in a space. Like, think about that for a second. They don't think you're worthy enough to be in a space, which is messed up, which is legitimately messed up. So, you said, oh my God, all right, look. Let me see. Asmongold responded, and for what I've seen of it, you thought Keno Flex was a headache. Oh my God. Well, I'm not doing that today. But all I'm gonna do is give it time. I'm gonna just give it time and trust and believe Birdman is going to cook this dude. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna cook Asmongold, and all I gotta do is wait. All I gotta do is wait. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is wait. And let me see. Hold on. Matter of fact, because I just went to this dude's channel. Are you talking about my viewer made me do this? Is that the video you're talking about? I mean, besides all the, is the I got exposed. Oh, never mind. like I said, I see that, and yeah, he'll get his. And trust me, I don't have to do anything. I'm not even going to respond to that video. I'm not going to do anything. The Birdman will. Trust and believe the Birdman will. You know what I mean? So now, if he just doesn't say anything crazy, you know what I'm saying, he'll be all right. But if he gets on a wild tangent trying to defend what has now been debunked, well, I'll be doing a reaction video that's probably going to be 3 hours long to the Birdman's video. All right. Oh, boy.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. You know, I mean, I do got on my all black today. But, yeah, like I said, man. Oh, well. Let him do. Hey, like I said, I'm not gonna be the one who I already know Birdman's going. I mean, I could do a reaction video to that, but I want to hear what Birdman says first. I do. I want to hear what because again, if he's acknowledging what he says is fact and not trying to fight it or anything, then cool. Soon as he tries to fight it, chicken dinner, winner chicken dinner, or he gonna be barbecue chicken. And look at this. His video that just says I got exposed with. Hold on before I go. Let me show you. Let me show you this. And again, this is the reason why I do a live show, because yes, what I like to have the numbers just pushing a video. Yeah, but I like doing live stuff because it's fun. This is fun. But look, I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you how the algorithm rewards these people. Look at this. Look, this dude, the I Got Exposed video got almost 1 million views, and that's in a day. That's in a day. That's in one day. You know what I'm saying? So look, I played that medieval lesbian game. Almost 600,000 views. Like I said, this is literally the these are the thumbnails. Not even trying. This is the thumbnails. Look sad. But yet, you know, I'll try and tell you what they reward. What they reward. It is what it is. But what did you guys think about this particular video? Of course, you know, my final thoughts is, man, a lot of this stuff that these racists pull, you know, they try to say it's in the realm of science, but science and propaganda can be exclusive. Yeah, exactly, Jay. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. But this is what it is. And then we get called out of our name in the middle of an award show. This is the reason why nobody does nothing, because this legitimately tells them what they think about us. This tells them what they think about us. Wild. Anyway, put it in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about this video. And again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Enjoy the rest of your night, your Monday. We'll be back with more Blurred AF. Where's my outro at? Because you already know I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.